It's important to know that speaking up for safety means you and I take responsibility for the patient's well-being. It also means we protect them from potential harm by voicing any concerns when we see something that isn't right or someone not following safety protocols. When confronted with any hospital patient safety issue, even I use the ARC tool. I encourage you to use the tool as well when necessary. Ask a question, make a request, voice a concern, and if necessary, follow the chain of command. The safety phrase, "I have a concern," should be understood by the team that a safety issue exists and should be resolved. If necessary, you will use the chain of command to make sure the patient is protected from harm. We have a very real scenario to show you. This scene involves an older nurse who is at the end of his shift. He's working with a younger nurse who has just gotten out of orientation and is beginning her shift.
This came from pharmacy for Mrs. Garcia.
Mrs. Garza?
No, that's Garcia with a C, as in Charlie, the 56-year-old from room 318, 318, the one you took from PACU. She has a post-op order for an epidural for pain control, but she didn't come up with one.
PACU told me they didn't have any epidural pumps, so they couldn't start.
Well, what am I supposed to do with this?
I already called them. The anesthesiologist said we could use any IV pump.
He wants us to give this epidural IV?
Sure, we do it all the time. Look, are you going to be able to handle this on your own so I can get out of here, or what?
No, I got it.
In our next scenario, the ARC tool will be used, and by asking questions and voicing a concern, a possible medical error is averted.
I already called them. The anesthesiologist said we could go ahead and use any IV pump.
He wants us to give this epidural IV?
Sure, we do it all the time. Look, are you going to be able to handle this on your own so I can get out of here, or what?
Can we verify that this can be given IV?
Whatever.
I have a concern.
I don't understand what your problem is.
I've never heard of it being okay to give an epidural through an IV line.
That's not what I said. I said the doctor said we could use an IV pump to administer it epidurally.
I still have a concern. I don't believe that we are supposed to start epidurals on this unit. I think anesthesia is responsible for that. Let's call Barbara over here and see what we're supposed to do.
Remember, the ARC tool can be used in any situation in which someone observes another involved in unsafe behaviors. Sometimes there isn't enough time to go through the entire tool, so you have to go straight to the safety trigger. I have a concern.